Goldberg's last stand at Saturday night's main event, heroic or halting? Plus, WWE Evolution 2 delivered women's excellence. Naomi's cash-in steals the show. Rhea Ripley and Iyo Sky tore the house down. And Blake Monroe is a bit of a knob. I'm going to come up with all the recaps and reactions here. It isn't just a review. This is The Burning Truth, episode 378. And here we go. Hey, it's Scott Barrett, and you're listening to The Burning Truth. And I'm flying solo Sokoa right now, guys, as Matt Burns is missing in action. Hopefully he's going to join me on the stream shortly, and we'll just play it by ear while we go. We'll just play it by ear. We've got loads to talk through. I want to talk Saturday night's main event. I want to talk Evolution 2. And at the end of the show, I want to talk about our giveaway that we've got as well. So we've got loads and loads to get through in the next hour or so. So Saturday night's main event. What did we think of that? Here he is. He's on the phone now. Shall I get him on the phone? Hello? I'm live. I'm live right now, Matt Burns. Seeing him in. He's coming. He's coming. We found him. Matt Burns is on his way. But Saturday night's main event, what did you think? I tell you what I thought. I thought it was really, really good. Goldberg in a symbolic nod to nostalgia against Gunter. It was billed as his final match. Looked a little bit worse for wear with the injury. Knee injuries was a theme of the night, unfortunately. But I do think Goldberg held his own. You know, stacked shoulder blocks, a near spearing, a near career-ending barricade spot where he went through the barricade spearing it. And then Gunter eventually wore him down to retain the World Heavyweight title. But I think, you know, in general, that was a great main event. And it was heartfelt. And I was a bit disappointed that his segment was cut short at the end, but they were on TV. You know, this wasn't a network special or a streamer. This was TV in the US, and you've got to stick to a strict schedule. So Goldberg's speech getting cut short wasn't ideal, but it was just one of those things that happens. And I think it was nice that he went out as he did. I enjoyed this for what it was, and I was happy to see Goldberg get one last go in the spotlight. And he said he thinks it's the only time he's ever lost in Atlanta as well, which is absolutely hilarious. Think of all the matches he's had there and never lost. Well, Gunter's the one man to have done it. And I don't think I would have had that on my bucket list at the start of the year. What else did we have at Saturday night's main event that Matt Burns might not want to talk about? Let's talk about the US title match, because I think this is really interesting. The US title match, Solo versus Jimmy. I honestly thought Jimmy was going to walk away with the win here. And there was obviously the interference from the MFT faction, Tonga Loa, Talatonga, etc. And the drama ran really deep. So I think Solo winning was okay. It further solidifies that tension in this new MFT story. Plus, we had the return of Jacob Fatu after the match. So the whole thing was, you know, really, really good. Yeah, use the word good. The whole thing was really, really good. But I was just a bit disappointed that Jimmy Uso didn't get the win. I really was. Just that teeniest bit disappointed. And I'm conscious about talking about anything else until we get Matt Burns. So we're just going to take a quick break until Matt Burns gets with us. Okay, bear with. We'll just overlay and we'll be back with you. And we are back with the burning truth, with the one and only. It's Mr. Matt Burns, everybody. I told you he was coming. I told you. Never, ever underestimate Matt the Hammer Burns.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Listen, I haven't missed an episode, and I don't plan on missing one now.
We didn't think you would, Matt Burns. We didn't think you would.
Oh.
Everything okay with you this week?
Pretty much. But it's been an absolutely hectic week. It just feels like it's been a mad rush. Hot weather,
mental week.
You know, hot weather, plenty of wrestling content.
So much wrestling, and that's where I thought you were. To be fair, I thought you'd be somewhere catching up on the latest wrestling, because there's been thousands of hours worth, it feels like, over the last couple of days.
Well.
And I've already started talking, Matt Burns, about Saturday night's main event. I've talked briefly about Goldberg and his retirement and the speech getting cut short. And I've talked briefly about Solo versus Jimmy.
Yeah.
And the return of one Jacob Fatu.
Of course.
If you think that's bad, wait till I start talking about Iyo Sky.
Wow. Well,
go on, sorry.
I
was just going to start talking about Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. When you completed your cash in and jumped on the episode.
Wow, I thought that was a bit of a weird and interesting dynamic for that match, because we got the whole Orton and they've always had good matches. Drew and Orton have.
Yeah.
The weird thing about it is, what I thought was more interesting was what happened after the match.
With Jelly Roll.
Not just with Jelly Roll, Logan Paul.
Yeah. The
fact that you got Logan Paul coming in and continuing the attack, and you can see the anguish.
Do you know what I think, though? We've got the whole SummerSlam 2-night affair coming right around the corner. And we need big matches, right? And I think it's quite a clever move, actually. I think Logan Paul versus Randy Orton fits the bill for me. I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, it fits the bill.
Are you sure it's that?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying I think that's one way it could go.
I don't think it's going that way. Because I think the actual match is, if you actually watched it, was a tag match.
Yeah, potentially. Could be.
It was set up to be Drew McIntyre, Logan Paul versus Jelly Roll and Randy Orton.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that at all. Thanks for joining us in the chat. IVBGW, Jelly Roll and Logan Paul equals stinker, broken heart. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of Logan Paul. I'm just going to put it out there. I think he's been good for professional wrestling and good for WWE. But listen, we appreciate your opinion. That's what we're here for, to debate it out. Also, hey to Dutch Vanderline. Hey, how's it going? For any of the guys that subbed, commented, and liked the post from last week, at the end of the show, we're going to reveal our giveaway winner as well, which will be fantastic. Matt Burns picked our giveaway winners this morning, so we'll come to that, no problem. But we were talking about the potential tag match, weren't we? So you think it's going to be a tag? I would like to see Randy Orton, Logan Paul at some point.
No, I think it's going to be that. But do you not I thought was so clever about this whole feud thing?
Yeah,
is the fact that you've got Logan Paul coming out there saying, we don't want people who are from YouTube musicians, outsiders. And then you got Orton coming out going, really? You?
Yeah, brilliant. Let's move on. Let's talk about the result that maybe wasn't to be. And listen, that'll be up for debate. What should have happened, what shouldn't have happened. It's obviously a really sad moment when any wrestler goes down with an injury.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins, unfortunately, at this point in his career, it just seems like he's got glass knees. The co-main event was LA Knight versus Seth Rollins in a match where LA Knight scored a significant upset. it was Seth Rollins' attempt at a lion salt where he landed on his feet, where he quite obviously landed awkwardly on his knee, on his leg, but popped his knee. He was yelling a word that I won't repeat on the pod, like I swear. And the finish was changed on the fly. It felt like it's feared to be genuine. I believe it's genuine. I don't know where we go from here. I do think it could impact the booking plans for the rest of the year. So, certainly given his Money in the Bank status and his position on Monday Night Raw with Paul Heyman. So, I mean, I don't know what you think, Matt Burns, but I know what Scott LaFlame thinks.
I was just about to point that out for you. Now, the weird thing about it is, depending on how bad the injury is, this can actually work against them massively, or it can work in their favor to a degree, because it depends on how bad the injury is. Now, if it's not so bad, you can sort of have Seth go off in the background and let his boys do most of the work, most of the grind, and the case is always going to be a looming threat at any time, which I think is really clever, because he hasn't got to cash that in till next year, about June, if I'm not mistaken, roughly about.
Yeah.
So basically the idea is of Money in the Bank is you have at least a year to cash that in. So he's got plenty of time. So
I like that you would just keep it on him and hope he can return in time. My theory is different. If it was me, this is what I would do. I would have him pass it down to Bron Breakker. That's what I would do. That would be my prediction. I'm really interested to see what people would do in the chat as well, Matt Burns. So if you've got an idea for what you would do with Money in the Bank at this point, get it in the chat. We'll read it out on the episode.
Please do. And the weird thing about it is, I think that's where we're on the same wavelength right now, Scott, because I actually sat there and thought to myself, passing it down. But the only question that you're going to have, the only argument you're going to have then is, who gets to be next in line?
Yeah.
Which itself,
there's a story there, and I like Scott Flame. Give it to Truth. I can't see it myself, Scott, but thanks for your comment. Absolutely. There is either a story in that to get us there, like a mini story where Bronson Reed or Bron Breakker, one or the other, becomes a babyface, or they just go their separate ways because Seth Rollins isn't there to keep them together, and Paul Heyman aligns solely with Bron.
There was the speculation of Bron turning face.
Yeah, and I'm not against that either. I'm definitely not against it.
I'm not against it either. And the weird thing about it is, that's where we've got pretty much a bit of a nice open dynamic there. Now, I find it funny how Truth names come out first. There's one name I was expecting off the audience. I was expecting Carrion his name come flying in at some point. At some point. But I think Carrion is where he needs to be right now, slowly building himself and on the right track. He doesn't need
BGW. I need more Bron Breakker. Need him have the biggest push possible. Listen, I don't think I'm just going to call you Ivy. Ivy, I do not think that's going to be far off. I honestly think he'll be the Rumble winner this year. Either him or Jacob Fatu will be the Rumble winner. And he's here again. What's the next comment? Is
Karen doesn't need a push right now, which is correct, which is what I was trying to imply, which is bang on. And I think you are spot on with what you said earlier. With what you said, we need more Bron Breakker, and especially Bron Breakker's mathematics.
Yeah, I'm against Karrion Kross. I'm over it.
You're over it now, are you?
I'm over it. Yeah, I'm not interested. It's boring. It's boring. Karrion Kross, boring. Almost as boring as the return of Aleister Black. Where shall we go next? Is there anything else on Saturday night's main event that you wanted to touch on, Matt Burns, or can we move on to Evolution?
I'm going to say let's move on to Evolution.
Right. Well, Matt Baines, let's talk about Evolution then. And let's start by talking about our predictions that we did. Now, we were going to go live last night, but I had some family issues. I actually spent the night in the accident and emergency room. Everybody's okay, thankfully. But because of that, we didn't get a predictions episode out. So I sent my predictions via text to Matt Baines for the Evolution 2 PLE. And Matt Baines put a blog up on our website, which you can check out at theburningtruthuk.com. All our stuff's on there. Check out the website, loads of stuff. Obviously, the blogs, all our videos are on there, some classic content, and our merch store. So loads and loads of stuff that you can have a look at. But Matt Baines, we obviously made some predictions. And what I would like you to do, if possible, is take us through match by match and give us our one at a time. Give us the prediction. We can then talk about what actually happened, and then we'll tally them up at the end of the show.
Okay. I might even, if we're in the lucky, I might even include the betting gods if you want me to.
And while you pull them up, Ivy's back again. He says, if Triple H doesn't make Evolution a recurring thing, there's something wrong in that department. Absolute banger. And we'll get there, Ivy, but I'm telling you, I don't think you're wrong. There's maybe 3 matches on that show that could have main evented WrestleMania for me. There were some absolutely outstanding bouts, including the tag, which I thought was an absolute sleeper. But we'll get there. One thing at a time. Go on then, Matt Baines. What have we got for the first one?
We opened up, if I'm not mistaken, this is in the correct order. We opened up with originally people thinking that this was going to be the main event, but I'm glad it wasn't, which was the triple threat match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, yeah, you said to me on the phone yesterday that you thought this was going to main event the show. So I was surprised when it opened. You were relaying information from online, but it surprised me when it was on first. Certainly, a fire triple threat match.
Absolute fire. Now the weird thing about it was, the odds-on favourite was on the bookies was for a Becky Lynch successful defense.
Yes, and I can believe that.
Yeah, you'd gone for a Lyra Valkyria.
One eye to the future. I had one eye on the future. Lyra Valkyria.
Nope, 100% agree with you on that one. And I'd gone for a successful reign myself for Becky Lynch. And the actual result was Becky Lynch getting the win. And I will say, what a way to get into the finish.
Yeah.
Into that little roll-up sequence. It was like...
and I'm going to admit to you, Matt Baines, that this match popped me the big, and I know we've got some big stuff and big surprises that happened on this show. But the biggest pop for me for the entire night was in this match. Do you want to guess where it was?
Go on.
When Bayley hit the Bayley to belly, I went up. I thought all my prayers had been answered. She wasn't doing a crap finish. She pulled out the Bayley to belly, which is, I think it's a perfect finish for Bayley. And when she pulled it out, I was so happy. And it just didn't get the job done. Really disappointing.
Oh, moving on. Let's move on to the singles match for the NXT Women's Championship. Now,
another fabulous match.
Odds-on favourite was Jordynne Grace.
Absolutely. And just before you go any further, Matt Baines, Chad Mercer in the chat. Evolution was double fire for him. And Chad, it was double fire for us as well, mate. But you've got a Liverpool badge on, and therefore we can't be friends.
But the match that we both of us, we both agreed with the bookies. We were all lined up, ready. It looked like it was going to happen, and then it didn't happen. The bookies were wrong. Jacy Jayne successfully defended the championship
after a fabulous turn by Blake Monroe. And I just think, using Blake Monroe as a heel is a much better use of her on NXT. Fabulous booking, fantastic twist in the tail. Jacy Jayne and the rest of Fatal Influence genuinely looked shocked and I was all for this. I thought this was brilliantly done because it takes us down a path now where Jacy Jane can maybe hold on to that title a bit longer, and we're going to get some Jordan Grace, Blake Monroe matches. And what they're doing is they're just, and it's the right thing. It's totally the right thing. We're just holding back on Jordan Grace a little bit because she is going to run that division, right? She is eventually she's going to win the title, and she's going to run that division for a while before she comes up to the main roster, because the main roster is currently stacked, right? And we don't want to waste Jordan Grace. We're already seeing that a little bit with Julia, right? We're wasting Julia a little bit. We don't want to do that with Jordan Grace. So we're holding her back in NXT, and she's not even the champion in NXT yet. And postponing that is a great use of her because we're going to get some. The build is going to get better.
The weird thing about it is a lot of people can sit there saying, well, we're upset. She should have won. She should have won. She's the juggernaut. The way she lost the match doesn't exactly hurt her at all.
No, and do you know what? Everybody came out of this a winner, I think, including Jacy Jane, who I think really needed the win. If she'd lost, transitional champion, it's all over.
Yeah, but, it'd come across instantly as a paper champion, which they need to do less of that and more making actual names, which I think they've gone down the right path. Totally agree.
So future feud there between Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe. I was happy, even though I got it wrong. You were happy, even though you got it wrong. And it's still 1-0 to you for the night.
I'm just in there going, yeah, baby. Oh, I'm jumping for joy, just going.
And at this point, I've got none right. And after the last PLE, where I've got them all right, full house, I was a bit worried, I'm not going to lie. So where do we go next, Matt Baines?
We went next to the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship.
And I wasn't looking forward to this, and boy, was I wrong. What a match. This could have main evented the WrestleMania. Genuinely, I honestly think it could have done. It was that good. I really enjoyed this.
Good, solid teamwork from all from all tag teams. Really good work. Really good talent.
I actually thought Charlotte Flair looked good as a babyface in this, which never happens.
I sat there and I thought to myself, I was like, I remember saying to myself, I can never find Charlotte Flair as a face. And as I'm watching this match, I was like, I'm actually beginning to believe Charlotte Flair as a face.
Yeah, it was the sequence with Alexa Bliss, and then she hits the fall away slam on Roxanne. I think that finished the sequence, but really, really good work by Charlotte Flair, which I don't say very often. So, well done,
and the heroic save, as well. The instant pull out pull Alexa out the way from that nasty looking spear.
And nice to see the Kabuki Warriors back together. I like them as a tag team in WWE. Lovely to see Zarya and Sol Rucker on the main roster in a match. Anytime Sol Rucker's on TV, it's good times. Really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. And who did we predict, Matt Baines?
And seeing the Soul Snatcher slammed onto Charlotte Flair from, literally out of nowhere. It's like, oh, that looks fabulous. And now we both went for Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Now
I just thought it fit the story.
I saw the same thing as you.
I thought we were doing a Stone Cold Shawn Michaels bit, or was he champion with Dude Love at one point as well? Like that sort of.
Yeah, sort of odd couples.
Yeah,
sort of
thing. I honestly thought we were going that way.
I thought we were going to go that way. However, the bookies had the bet down as the Judgment Day successfully retain. And guess what? Right. The bookies were right. Absolutely. It was a successful defense with Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez.
Matt Baines, it's Tiffy time.
At this time right now.
Another fabulous match.
Oh, great match. Now, I'm just going to say this out now. Bear in mind that the actual scores on the predictions right now is 0-1. I'm just there thinking to myself, am I going to actually win this by 1? I was like, what is going on? Now, in this, the bookie's favorite was beginning with T, but not Trish.
It's Tiffy time. Telling you, what time is it? It's Tiffy time.
It's Tiffy time. Now, both of us went for Tiffany Stratton, and all three of us were correct. So bookies were correct, you were correct, and I was correct. He's on the board.
Fabulous match between Tiffy and Trish. The right amount of nostalgia. Tiffany Stratton looked really good. And Trish got a moment after the match as well. So I think the whole thing was built very well, executed very well, and finished very well. I think, again, another match that made everyone involved look fantastic.
And brings up the scores to be 2-1.
2-1 to Matt Burns as we go into the grudge match. Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
No holds barred with a special guest referee.
Yeah. Bianca Belair is the special guest referee. No holds barred, which means Bianca was really only there to count the three anyway.
Yeah.
But this was a good match, Matt Burns, all things considered.
The bookies' favorite for this match was Jade. Scott had gone for Jade. I'd gone for Naomi because I was expecting a heel turn Bianca.
You were. You said that to me. You were expecting the heel turn.
But it didn't happen.
No. There was more going on at Evolution than you knew, Matt Burns, at this point.
Yeah, I was just like, I was cursing Bianca. I was cursing Naomi. Little did I realize I would be cursing Naomi.
And now I think, well, do you know what's really interesting? I hope Naomi can keep hold of the title because I want Jade to win the Rumble now. And to do Jade and Naomi one more time at Mania. I do. Genuinely, that's what I'm into.
Did you just give a spoiler? But anyway, we hope that no one paid attention then.
No, there's no spoiler. I think everybody listening to this pod has watched it, Matt Burns.
Yeah, but anyway, let's continue.
So at this point, it's 2-2. And we go into the Battle Royal, which are notoriously hard at picking winners for, Matt Burns. True story.
It is. Now, initially, I sat there, and as I'm watching it, I thought to myself, there's only two people I could think of in this match. You've gone for the dead cert. You've gone for the bookie's favourite. And I thought I'd go for somebody who I think would have been really unique. Right, because you went for a Raw competitor. I decided to go for a SmackDown competitor. And on the cards for the night, both of ours were part of the final three. And what was so interesting in this Battle Royale, in the final three, we had one from Raw, one from NXT, and one from SmackDown.
And this is probably a good time just to say, how good was Lash Legend?
Very looked very dominant, very strong, and I will say some of the eliminations that were in this, I thought to myself, really good, really unique, and showcase a lot of individuals. But I will say the Gorilla Press Slam elimination
in it.
But in this, my selection was eliminated right before the final two.
Yeah. So you'd gone with Nia Jax, and unfortunately for you, she was eliminated by the combination of Stephanie Vaquer, who I'd predicted, and Lash Legend that nobody saw get into the final three. And Matt Burns, it's fair to say after that it did not take Stephanie Vaquer long to dispatch Lash Legend. Stephanie Vaquer getting the win after you have to tell me the name of the movie again.
Devil's Kiss.
After the Devil's Kiss on the apron, I just know it as the the Devil's Kiss on the apron for a win for Stephanie Vaquer.
By the way, which I will add in, did you hear the commentary over that?
I did.
Who needs Booker when you got the crowd like this?
Absolutely.
Now, now, as you can imagine, within the last few matches, we've gone from me being ahead by one to then drawing, and now Scott's in the lead. I'm just there thinking to myself, right now, heading into the last match, originally scheduled for a singles match for the Women's World Championship, which was Rhea Ripley taking on Iyo Sky for Iyo Sky's championship. Now, absolutely, the bookies' favorite was Rhea Ripley.
I can believe it.
By a landslide, especially with the hype package of Rhea being, absolutely beaten by Iyo Sky.
IV, that's my biggest upset because I'm biased towards Iyo. Me too.
Because you've gone for Iyo, I've gone for Rhea. I'm just there thinking to myself, I am praying for a draw, and then curse you, Naomi.
Out comes Naomi, shock of the night after the Bailey to belly suplex. The real shock of the night, Naomi comes out, cashes in her Money in the Bank briefcase, and steals the women's world title. So in a world where we thought Naomi was totally faced on Tiffy, she flips the script and takes the takes the women's world title from Iyo Sky and right under the nose of Rhea Ripley. Now let's talk about this, because this match in general, forget the cash in. The cash in, it was a 4.5, maybe a 5 out of 5 banger for me without the cash in. The cash in probably takes it to a 5. As we rate in bangers on the Burning Truth, out of 5. But this could have main evented WrestleMania for me. The entire match was fabulous. Do you know what it reminded me of as a match? It reminded me of the lost Undertaker Triple H WrestleMania match. You know, the one from WrestleMania 17 where they went all the way around the arena while the ref was knocked down. That's exactly what they did. And Jessica Carr took a cracking bump off that drop kick out of the ring. And then she's out for the match, which is fantastic. They beat the crap out of each other. Spanish fly off the top, and 1,001 other things. Iyo with that dive, off the music boxes or wherever she was onto Rhea Ripley. Like the whole thing just had so many moments and was such a good match. 5 out of 5 bangers for me, Matt Burns. That's the only place I am with this. There it is. The banging alarm, because this PLE had already had so many good matches and good moments. It needed something that would set it apart. And for me, this is a 5 out of 5 banger. I thought the match was fabulous.
The match is perfect, and as much as I could have really have done with Rhea Ripley getting the win to get the scores even, Steven, unfortunately, because of Naomi, curse you, Naomi. You know what? That's going to become a bit, isn't it? Me just going, curse you, Naomi.
Yeah, it is. I'm already cutting it.
Right. But the real thing is, as much as now on the actual prediction board, I'm pretty sure Scott's going to be jumping for joy right now.
I am. And I haven't got a graphic, but I will have for next week.
Right. In case you want to know what the numbers actually are, the numbers are as follows. The actual numbers are 24 against 25.
Fantastic.
To Scott.
That means I'm winning. I'm 1 ahead. So I've come from miles behind, literally miles behind on PLE predictions this year. And I'm now 1 in front. And do you know what, Matt Burns? Scotty doesn't give up a lead.
Would you like to know what our success rate is?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I really, really would.
Mine is 54.55%.
Yeah.
And yours is 56.82%.
Oof. I'm happy with that.
That's not much.
No,
isn't much. And not much. The scary thing about it is such an interesting numbers. And I will say, Scott's going to be smiling because he's like, I'm already ahead. I need to keep going.
Yeah, brilliant. Matt, shall we reveal our winners of the giveaway before we go home?
Well, before we do that, I was going to mention, do you want us to talk about AEW quickly?
Oh, we can have it. I haven't seen it, so if you want to have a quick chat about it, I'd love to know what happened.
Right, I'll just get the results up now for us. I will say, to make sense of all of this, this was absolute chaos. I'm not going to mention the actual pre-show matches. I'll just mention that I was surprised that FTR versus the Outrunners were a pre-show.
Yeah.
Which was shocking. However, we opened up with a trios match for the AEW World Trios Championship with the Ops defeating the Death Riders, which was interesting. The men's casino gauntlet match for a future AEW World Championship match. That was won by MJF, who pinned Roderick Strong in the end of the casino gauntlet, which is interesting, seeing as MJF seems to be linked with the Hurt Business. Yeah. We then had a shocking announcement of the AEW TNT Championship becoming vacant because Adam Cole has got an injury that he didn't want to disclose and may even have to retire from wrestling as a whole. So there's a hint of that. So the original singles match of Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher ended up completely getting spun on its head. So it went into a fatal four-way. Now, you'd instantly think that if Adam Cole isn't there to win the match, you think Kyle Fletcher's going to win the match, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Denied. It was denied by Dustin Rhodes, who, in a shocking way of winning, got the win with a roll-up.
Yeah.
And became Dustin Rhodes 3 belts.
Love that for Dustin. His first singles belt for what, 20 years?
Yeah. And, I'm well happy for it. Then we had a tag team match where if the Young Bucks lost, they would be EVPs no more. And if Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay lost, they would not be able to challenge for the AEW World Championship for an entire year.
So we've got a couple of comments here. Matt Baines, we've got MM saying sup, giving us 2 waves and then asking how's it going. It's going really well, mate. We're just going through, Matt Baines just taking us through a bit of AEW before we reveal our big giveaway winners. And IBGW's come in with, he's finishing his story, Matt Baines.
I am finishing my story. I am doing a Dustin Rhodes, but I believe Dustin Rhodes is doing the same as Cody Rhodes is, finishing the story.
Scott LaFlame, Big Justice getting pushed, made my day. And then IVBGW, that Ospreys. Fantastic. Thanks for your comments, guys. Keep them coming in. Go on, Matt Baines.
Anyway, continuing on, the Women's Casino Gauntlet match for the future AEW Women's World Championship match, which was Athena winning it by pinning, and I will apologize for the butchering of names, Mina Shirakawa.
Okay.
Right, so Athena, and I will say, what a way to hit the Big O.
Really?
As in, mid-submission, looked like they're about to get this big win, and Athena come flying in from completely out of nowhere, bam, straight out, yeeted the competition out, 1, 2, 3, got the win. Next, we've then got a 3-way dance for the tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, which was the Hurt Syndicate, Jet Speed, and the Patriarchy, which I thought was very interesting because here I was thinking the Patriarchy were going to get the win. However, the Hurt Syndicate got the win, and it looked like, I believe it looked like FTR were going to, sort of come in. They were talking, at the Patriarchy, and it looked like it was going to be Patriarchy versus FTR, and it wasn't. The Patriarchy turned on Christian Cage.
I don't get that. Why? That's madness.
Right. Nick Wayne had enough of the abuse of Christian Cage. The entire lot, the whole family had turned on him. It looked like, FTR's was going, we didn't do anything. We just sort of told them the real truth. Just as a concerto was about to happen. You think you know me.
Oh, so Edge comes back to... Oh, now it makes sense. So Edge then comes back to rescue Christian.
Coke comes out with the spike. Yeah. However, at this moment in time, as we're watching, I'm like, I know your name's Cope, but right now you're doing the Jeff Hardy. Run to the ring to save your mate, man. He's literally, showing off on the stage with Spike. Comes running down to the ring, dives in, clears out, and I will say, there was vicious spears. He helps up Christian Cage just when he's about to grabs the mic, and it looks like we were sitting there thinking, "Are we going to have the original speech that the original words that Christian Cage said to Cope?" He put a twist on it. He just goes, "Go find yourself." Basically hinting at them pair reuniting in AEW, which I think was really interesting. Straight after that, we then head into the singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. Mercedes Moné versus Timeless Toni Storm. Wow. This match was absolutely brutal, long, and I'm just now thinking to myself, Mercedes Moné is going to be winning this. But, Timeless Toni Storm showed why she is absolutely timeless. Because, simply put, Toni Storm made this match absolutely into an epic battle. And I will say, either one could have won. I would have been fine with it. But however, Timeless Toni Storm got the win and is successful with a successful reign. Now, I believe BGW just says he's got aura form before saving Christian. I can see what you're saying. He's trying to build up his immunity.
Yeah, Cope, worst name change ever. Couldn't agree more.
We then went into a winners takes all match to unify the AEW Continental Championship and AEW International Championship into the inaugural AEW Unified Championship, which had Kushida Okada, who's the Continental Champion, versus Kenny Omega, the International Champion. And I will say this was back and forth, brutal. It's Kushida Okada and Kenny Omega always put on a clinic, and it was with Kushida Okada getting the Rainmaker and getting the win in the end. Multiple Rainmakers, of course, to get it done. And then we head into the main event, which was the Texas Death Match for the AEW World Championship, which had Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. This, I will say, was absolutely brutal. This one had spikes. This one had glass. And I will say, getting dragged across glass.
This was their WrestleMania 41 finish, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. And at one point, I thought we were going to have a horror story when we saw the Bag for Life come out again.
Absolutely.
However, the original individual who got caught by the Bag for Life suddenly arrived with a blue mask on, deciding to beat the living daylights out of the Death Riders, as well as having another individual make a return. The master of the coffin drop. I'm just trying to remember his name off the top of my head. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Darby Allin, thank you. He made a return. And just when you think, could anything else more? Because you've got, with Jon Moxley's bodyguard going for the briefcase. And as you went for the briefcase, we all of a sudden, we just heard a click. What? She's handcuffed near the About Time area. Then we just see somebody dancing in the name of Prince Nana, who's handcuffed it, which means if he's there, where's Strickland? Passing a chain back to Hangman Adam Page, which become the difference maker for the finish. And the Hangman actually became a hangman by wrapping a chain around Moxley's neck and throwing him over the top rope. We eventually ended up getting a submission and the match coming to an end where Jon Moxley could, tapped out and could not answer the 10 count. And Fantastic. We have now got a new AEW World Champion in Hangman Adam Page, who, by the way, also entered into his original face music, not the dark one, and opened the briefcase to pull out the AEW World Championship.
Fantastic. So it was in there after all this time.
It was all in there all this time.
Right, Matt Burns, I'm on a hard stop, so let's go home. Next segment is we need to reveal, Matt Burns, our
winner.
Giveaway winners. Where is it? Giveaway winners. Here we go. So, without further ado, Matt Burns, let's put us out of a misery. If your name's read out as a winner of our giveaway, there should be 2. Please get in touch with us through either our email or through our Facebook page, and we will get those vouchers to you. You used to be able to direct message through YouTube, but you can't do that anymore. So please, either through the Twitter, through the Facebook, or through our email, which is info@theburningtruthuk.com, Matt Burns. Yes?
Yeah, it is. It is. If you can't get us on either of them, there's also Instagram. Use social media if you need be, and we'll get them to you. Now, would you like me to just announce both of them?
Yes, please, Matt Burns. Yeah.
Because one winner is Chad Man Gaming.
Well, hey, well done, Chad.
And we've actually got a winner in the comments, which is none other than IVBGW.
Congratulations, guys. Well done. I've missed the button on the applause. There's the applause. Send us a direct message and we'll make sure we get those vouchers to you. Thanks for subscribing. We do loads of this sort of stuff on the channel, so please make sure you stay subscribed, like the video, share, comment, do all the good stuff, because we love it. And thank you very much for your comments tonight. It's been really good to have your comments in the chat. This is somebody to talk to, and that's what we like to do, isn't it, Matt Burns? We like to talk.
That it is. So as my colleague has stated, help us get to 1,000 subscribers. If you wanted to find out where we are, just look for the championship that's right behind us, or behind me, or above us both. And of course, we, most importantly, keep the fire going. Please always check out your local wrestling, because I will say, you never know, the future of the wrestling business could be just down the road from you. And last but not least, I always say this, we've even got a t-shirt with it on, which is, of course, please always remember DFTBA. And in case you don't know what that means, it of course means don't forget to be awesome.
Excelsior. We'll be back next week with our next 1999 watch along. How about that?